major if you're attending school here, or how you're associated with Lynn Benton, and then why you came today. What was important about this that brought you here. Again, my name is Amy McGill. I'm a criminal justice student, and I came because gun rights are important to me, but victim rights are also important to me. How people feel is very important to me, the effects of my rights on other people. So that's why I'm here. I want to hear what people have to say, and I want to know how people feel.
I'm Kyle. I started going to school here back a couple years ago, summer, taking minor classes, and I ended up getting a job here, but still going to school about half time, taking my 6 credits this term. Yeah, I'm coming from the Army background. I'm taking some mechatronics classes. I've taken a lot of all my refrigerant classes, and hopefully I'll continue on that and do some welding as well. And I came here because I wanted to hear what a lot of our students are here, kind of still maintain a sense of a grasp with what not just the community is doing, but also with what our students are feeling about the atmosphere that is here at LB, but also the atmosphere of our local community, which helps me get a feel of kind of what the nation is also going through. So I enjoy to hear all your guys' thoughts.
My name is Brent Cardenas. I'm a biology major, and specifically fisheries and wildlife. I'm the vice president of the Civil Discourse Club, so I obviously enjoy this type of thing. Just for me, I enjoy hearing pretty much as many viewpoints on any subject as possible and kind of talking about those issues. So that's why I'm here.
Well, I'm Ed Sherwood. I'm almost a student. I missed the cutoff date for the class I wanted to take, but my interests in learning, I'm looking for things that I want to know, that I want to learn. I'm not following any particular curriculum. I've done that in the past. I have a previous degree and all that. But right now, I'm just looking at, hey, I'd like to learn this. Last term, I took the argument and creative discourse class, which kind of led me here, which I very much enjoyed a couple of the sessions I was at. I'm retired from the U.S. Forest Service. I'm formerly a naval officer. And as far as the topic today, it's an interesting topic. Yeah, I like that. I have a definite opinion on it, yes. I found the presentation rather tedious in that, oh, I want to define all these terms. Well, that's nice, but that doesn't get to the core value that's being debated. The core, in my opinion, the core value is self-defense. Okay.
But I don't want to cut anyone off, but this is the icebreaker, and I just want to make sure we're just getting through everyone.
Okay, I'm just falling through the ice. I'll sit down.
Jared Larson, veteran student here in the mechatronics program. Served in the Marine Corps and the Army, both infantry both times. And I'm here today because as a veteran, having served the country and promised to protect the Constitution and everybody's rights equally, I think we should have just as much representation and interaction with these kind of discussions as we can.
I'm Cameron, and I came because it sounded interesting, and I'm a psychology major.
My name's Tim. I'm doing pre-med at the moment. I'm just here to voice my opinion about the Second Amendment and our rights, pretty much.
My name is John. I'm thinking about going into criminal justice. I came to this discussion because it sounds interesting to me to hear like the different viewpoints people have about a specific problem, such as guns, and so, yeah.
I'm Nancy. Okay. Sorry.
We're gonna get.
Oh.
What was your name?
Oh, I'm sorry. Mitchell Bain. I just came in to hear what everybody has to say.
Nancy, civil engineer, and I came because I've heard lots of debates, and I'm really interested in having a discussion rather than a debate.
Hi, I'm Jeremy, journalism major. I'm here on behalf of the Lynn Bennett Community College Theater.
I'm Sandra, and I'm a teacher here at LBCC, and I'm greatly concerned about classroom safety. I'm also a gun owner, and I'm a counselor, so I sort of straddle both sides. I work with people that have experienced trauma with regard to gun violence, also worked in gang intervention down in California. I'm also really interested in bringing more opportunities for civil discourse into my classroom. That's why I was interested for many reasons.
My name is Paul. I work here at LBCC. I manage the Moodle system and among other technologies. Former law enforcement, former Marine, simplified brother.
Simplified.
And I think it's a sign of intellectual maturity to not only be open to but actively seek out dialogue with people with whom you know you're going to disagree with. There's no other way to grow. If you stay in that echo chamber, you're not going to grow at all. So that's why I'm here.
My name's Frank. I work here, former student, also part-time faculty, prior military, Army 6 years. And I am here basically to see, be part of the conversation and see what's going on, get a feel for what everybody else is thinking.
I'm Jeff. I'm the president of the Our Revolution Club here on campus. I'm here because I've certainly heard a lot on this issue, but I know that every personal story on it is different. It always is, and I know, a lot of people in this room I haven't met, and I've probably not heard their stories yet, and hearing what they'll have to say will help add to my perspective on the issue. So.
I'm Bert. I'm the volunteer advisor to the Our Revolution Club. Been around here about 3 years since we originally were for Bernie. I am a gun owner, and I'm leading a campaign basically for common sense gun legislation. And I may not be able to have time to express everything, but I will have a 2-page handout. One's an editorial that went in the paper that I wrote, and another one that should go in talking about it, which just take something home with you. I won't talk too much right now, hopefully.
You met me.
My name's Shane Needham. I'm a current student here taking English. Former service, Marines, simplified gentleman. Former correction officer, and was curious to see what everybody was thinking about all the guns and how everybody's thinking about it.
My name is Christian. I'm an accounting major. I believe strongly in the Constitution and the Second Amendment. I think both sides are, a lot of the big talking people are very uneducated on certain things, and I think everybody needs to come together and try to understand other people's views, and we just need to have a discussion like we are now, but everywhere.
My name's Maddie. I'm just finishing up my general associate this term, and I just came to observe and hear out everybody's opinions.
Hey, I'm Brandon. I'm a finance major. I have a lot of views with Christian that everybody needs to come together. I'm going to be the community outreach director this coming fall for LBCC, so I'm just trying to understand where those people coming from.
My name is Anthony. I'm part of the Civil Discourse Club. I'm one of the 3 that kind of started. I'm also starting at OSU. And what brought me to this discussion today is I wanted to kind of be part of it, obviously. Like some of you, I'm very independent on the issue. I want to hear both perspectives, and I want to analyze them, and I like to make my opinion based on facts, of course. But I also believe in our rights, and I also believe in what the ex-Marine My bad.
I mean, they are part of the same department.
The men's department.
So, that we should exercise responsibility. I think there's a great responsibility that comes with our rights, and we should focus on exercising responsibility. And I think there's a lot that can be done with that.
Hey, I'm Brandon Calhoun. I'm the president of the Civil Discourse Club. I am a political science major, and the reason I am here today is I want to help facilitate and make sure conversations like this do happen. I see too much of just hate going around in our country, and we need to sit down with both sides and realize that there's a person behind that argument. If we can do that, I believe we'll be able to move forward as a society, as a community, and it's starting here today. So right now we're going to hop in. I'd like to pose the first question. So why do you guys think it's so difficult to have dialogue about guns? What causes the dialogue to break down? Who would like to tackle this?
Without going into like detail of my opinions, I just feel like when it comes to a lot of times our media and how we have actually been fed information, whether it's from our local community, our local civilian individuals that we meet, or whether it's from the media or from our politicians that are in charge, we are oftentimes not having people who are coming in with an open mind to anything. And that's what's being fed to us. And so, and we've had this conversation before in the past about political identity, and people are kind of being forced via these avenues into groups that you're all in or you're all out, and you're part of this group or you're part of that group. And instead of being individuals, without having individualism, it's been kind of separated. It's not really being encouraged by these people who are in charge of our information that's being dispensed to us as a public. And so I think this is a problem on both or all sides of any debate, but in particular this one, especially one that can cause or seems to be an influencer to such emotional chaos that can come about from the catastrophe that takes place by the use of guns.
Thank you.
I'm speaking only for myself. I'll be handing out a couple editorials that made the paper. I see the NRA, which I used to belong to. I'm a hunter, I'm a fisherman, I have my carry permit for the Utah. I'm advanced because I think it's too easy to get a weapon here, a pistol in Oregon, without even have to fire one. But more than that, I see the NRA, which is pretty much, in my opinion, controlled by the gun manufacturers, and they've been doing basically a scare tactic for years, blocking virtually any common sense legislation that's been put forth. Only 7% of gun owners like myself even belong to the NRA. When you hear somebody say, they're going to take away my guns, role play, say they're going to take away my guns.
They're going to take my
I
away
hear
my
it all
guns.
the time. Who?
Government.
Usually it says, oh, the government. Who in the government?
Military police.
Military police. Military police. How would the military police ever, would they come to your house? If the military police came to your house to take away your guns, what would happen?
I'd give them my guns.
You give me a gun. Most of the time I find people saying, not my place, I got 10 guns. And I mean, we have in this country as many privately owned guns as there are privately owned guns in the rest of the world. The Japanese would not think of invading us outside dropping incendiary bombs during World War II because we're so armamented up. We could not get another gun. So the scare tactic is what I'm fighting. Common sense gun legislation is what needed, and I'll mention more of it later, but I'm enjoying asking the people that question. If you can do it too, who's going to take away your guns? I'd love to see them try to get together. I don't think the military is ever going to do it unless we get Hitler in, turning it on the people. Thank you. And I have the handout, so I'll leave later for everybody.
So,
And then you, Jeff.
the question is, why is it so difficult to have dialogue about guns? And what causes the dialogue to break down? And there's really one, to answer the question directly, it's basically one thing, in my opinion: defensiveness on by everybody, whether you're pro-gun or 2A or anti, you know, or whatever reform around guns, gun discussions. It's basically that defensiveness all the way around. Nobody wants to hear opposing opinion that doesn't agree with theirs. Oftentimes, a lot of people don't do that, so I think that's probably why it's so difficult.
This honestly is, I'm not gonna put my stuff in the paper since I'm here for the commuter, but I have to throw in my opinion. Going based off of that, psychologically, as like children, we all have that inner child, and as children, nobody likes to have anything taken away from them. And like you were talking about on both sides, well, the gun owners, I mean, I'm a veteran, Army veteran, and I'm a liberal Democrat gun owner. So,
Yeah.
but basically, you don't want your guns taken away or feel like they're going to get taken away because as that inner child, it's mine. You can't take it. Well, the people that are so against guns without actually hearing a good argument for it, they don't want their safety taken away. They feel that their safety is being taken away, whereas gun owners feels like their guns are being taken away. So you need to find that happy medium in between that says, no, look, we're just talking about, like what this gentleman here said, is common sense gun laws. Not taking away guns, but just, you know, making it maybe a little harder to get guns. Even if you're a legal citizen, if you have to wait 7 days to get a pistol, why not wait 7 days to get a, you know, semi-automatic weapon that's any semi-automatic? I mean, you still get it. If you need it if you need it sooner than 7 days, you're probably planning something bad with it.
Right.
So that's just. Jeff.
Yeah, so I would say, you know, it's difficult to have a dialogue about guns in the same way that it's difficult to have a dialogue about anything that you disagree with. But what causes the dialogue to break down is really the difficulty between seeing the relationship between people as an individual and the trends. You know, we see like trends of, you know, gun violence going up. We see a lot of things with mass shooters, but whenever you engage in a conversation, it's usually, well, I'm not him. I wasn't that guy who did that. I don't want to cause you harm, or I'm not the one who's going out and causing, you know, those criminal trends to increase. But at the same time, if we're just saying that our individual story doesn't fit with the people who are doing bad things with firearms, we're not going to be making any policies to actually fix anything. We're just saying, well, it doesn't apply to me, so why would I fix myself if I'm perfect? I think that really kind of comes into it where we're looking at ourselves as the best person that we are and not trying to change a lot of the kind of overarching trends that are hard to personalize. And that's why it causes it to break down, in my opinion.
There you go. Okay. Go.
Yeah, something that you said struck me very deeply. You said the people who want further restriction on guns don't want their safety taken away. I believe that the people who have the guns also don't want their safety taken away. You have a group of people who feel that, okay, it's going to be safer for me if nobody has guns. Unfortunately, the way laws work is only the people who break the laws are the ones who are endangering those people, not the people who lawfully have their guns. And the people who have guns, they want to protect their own personal safety primarily.
Okay, so I think talking about like I don't think people want to look at the math or like statistically. I feel like when you give somebody a statistic, they're like, no, that can't be it. But you also have to go back. You can't look at like a poll from Fox or poll from CNN because they're going to be super biased. I think you have to look at like the CDC statistics. You have to look at non-biased people who take up. Go ahead.
I just wanted to interrupt you. Have you ever heard of the Dickey amendments?
I have not.